What's up guys, ParkerFitness here. I'm actually on the way back from the gym. It's Monday night, and for my next video I thought I would talk about something that's kind of really ignored a lot in the fitness industry, and that's the idea of post-show binging and depression. And I know that may sound pretty stupid, but it's something that actually affects a lot of competitors, and if you don't take control of it, you can really spiral down into a really bad place. So I'm gonna walk home and then let's talk about this some more. Okay, so the most important thing that you're going to want to have to talk about when talking about post-binging after a competition is probably the way you're going to diet down for a show. And I think the most harmful way you can actually do that is something called bro dieting, which basically means eating a lot of clean food, not being able to mix in the foods that you want to eat over a long period of time. And after a long period of time, this is going to build up and really start to mentally damage your psyche, which can eventually lead to post-binging depression. Alright, so if you want to take my show prep for example, I was eating the standard 6 meals a day. Every 6th meal was the casein shake at night, and this was over a 5 to 6 month period of me having only about 1 cheat meal a week. Actually, I only had cheat meals during my bulk. I only had 2 to 3 cheat meals during the 3-month cutting period, so that was also on top of that much harder. Oh, this means that when we got to 2 to 3 weeks out from the show, I was feeling really worn down, and the only thing I could think about was food and my next meal, and that everything else in the world just still did not matter to me at all, because I had nothing that I had wanted in a long period of time. Because of such extreme dieting that I've been going through, about 2 days out from my show, I went out and I went crazy, and I bought like $300 worth of junk food. I'll put a picture up on the screen for you guys, and I just could not wait to eat it. Obviously, buying all this junk food had no possible good outcome, and I'm about to talk about what happened to me right after the show. So the first couple days, wow, it's really bright, Jesus. All right, so the first couple days after the show, I was just stuffing every possible thing I could into my mouth. I could not be happier, and I really did not care about how fat I got. All I could think of was I could finally eat whatever I want. The first 2 to 3 days after eating whatever I wanted, since I had been in such a depleted state, I actually looked pretty good. I'll put another picture up. It's probably actually the best I had ever looked in my life. Then, if you want to fast forward 2 more days later, I looked like absolute shit. Just horrible compared to what I looked like 4 days ago. It looked like I completely lost my abs, gained like 20 to 30 pounds of water weight, fat, you know, all that kind of stuff. And it really started to get me pretty depressed. And now that it had been a couple days after the show, I started to get the realization that everything that I had worked for the past 7 to 8 months was finally over. And I was just stuck with, what am I supposed to do now? I lost my abs, I don't look at it anymore. I have the one goal I've been working towards and put like everything else on hold and just concentrated on was finally over. And I felt like I had no purpose, nothing to do. I did the worst possible thing I could do, and I just continued to eat and feel sorry for myself. And fast forward 1 month later, I looked fat as hell. I must have gained maybe 43 pounds. It looked pretty bad. And I was completely unhappy with myself and completely disgusted with what I had transformed myself into in just 1 month. The reason that I'm making this video is because I want to warn you guys about how easy it is to spiral down after a competition, and I want to give you guys some tips in order to avoid doing that. But first, I gotta go pick up some stuff from the supermarket. Then I'm gonna come home and I'm gonna finish the rest of this video for you guys. If you're having trouble getting in enough carbs in a day, definitely pick up some raisins. They're very macro-friendly and very high in carbs. All right, so to the main point of this video, I'm gonna list out my 3 most important tips to not spiral down to a post-binge depression after your competition. Tip number 1, Don't eat everything in sight. I know it may be very, very hard after dieting for 5, 6, however many months you dieted for and getting to a ridiculously low body fat to not just eat everything in sight. But that is the worst thing that you can do if you want to avoid gaining excess fat. Now, I'm not saying that you can't enjoy the food you like. I would actually recommend the first day after your show, just enjoy yourself. Don't worry about what you're eating. Just go out and have a good time. But after that, you really want to get on your reverse diet or whatever diet you have planned out to make sure you don't gain that excess amount of fat right after your show. Tip number two. Set a new goal for yourself. It can be very unmotivating after you just step off stage and realize that everything you've worked for is now over and you have nothing else to do. I would recommend to set a new goal immediately, whether that be another competition, doing better at school, completing your homework on time, getting a raise at your job, or getting promoted. Whatever that goal may be will keep you much more productive in your life, and it'll also help you keep much more organized and on top of your priorities. The third and final tip of this video, and I think actually the most important tip, and it's personally my own opinion, is to follow If It Fits Your Macros. Now, if you don't know what If It Fits Your Macros is, it's basically you set a certain goal for protein, a certain goal for carbs, and a certain goal for fat. As long as you hit the certain numbers you have to hit for those 3 macronutrient groups, it doesn't really matter what foods you get it from as long as you hit the certain numbers. The only exception to that rule is I would really recommend trying to get a lot of high quality proteins like chicken, yogurt, turkey, eggs, beans. Since protein is the building blocks you need to build more muscle, it's very important that you get high quality proteins. Now, If It Fits Your Macros does not mean you can just go out and eat a lot of junk food, because that's not only will that stunt your progress, it's also super unhealthy for your body, and you're going to see very negative effects over a long period of time. Macros, I follow the rule of 90% healthy foods and 10% of foods which I can enjoy, go out with family, go out to dinner. If I want to sneak like a Pop-Tart or some ice cream, I can do that. It's much, much easier on your mental state, allowing you to keep your long-term fitness goals and stay consistent over a long period of time. Guys, I really hope you enjoyed this video. I'm going to try to start uploading more often, about once a week. I'm going to stray away from the talking videos and kind of move into more of my workouts. And well, actually, if you guys have any advice for what types of videos I should do, please leave a comment, and please like and subscribe, and I will see you guys next time.